Hi there, this is a review for Bicycle Guider. My name is Kevin Levy. Today we're looking at the RadRunner electric utility, and it's $1,200, so $11.99. It's a single speed fat bike. You can tell it's got the 20 by 3 inch fat tire Kenda puncture resistant tires. It's got some nice tread on them, so you can definitely take this bike on some light trails. I would not advise, some aggressive terrain, but certainly some light trails. It has a nice step-through design with 16.5 inch clearance, so just about anybody could step through. That's really nice. It has this kind of a weird-looking seat that doesn't extend far enough, like the standard seats. I think for some people it would be okay, but for me, when I pedal, the inside of my thighs kind of keep hitting this because it's so wide as opposed to narrow. And I'd also like it to be a little bit longer so you can adjust whether you sit back or forward. With this kind of a seat, you kind of don't really have a choice. But it's not bad, and it's got some nice gel comfort to it, so it's pretty decent. But it does not have any suspension. Again, this is a budget level bike, so you're not going to get all the frills. So single speed. It has Tektro Aries brakes with 180 millimeter rotors, which is pretty standard, so nice stopping power. It has a 750 watt hub motor, and Rad Power makes these themselves in-house, and they put in a decent amount of torque, so it's a pretty decent motor. Back here in the hub, it has a 48 volt 10.5 amp hour battery, which is pretty good. That's a pretty decent sized battery. You can use a key and you can remove the battery, and you can charge it in your house. If you didn't want to take, let's say you have a walk up and you wanted to leave the bike in the garage and take the battery upstairs and charge it, you can certainly do that. It has these nice hand grips that have this like flat part for your palm, and it's nice when you're using the throttle to just kind of like rest your wrist there and your palm there. It's really nice. I like the BMX style handlebars. It has a nice small diameter crossbar where you can very easily put a phone mount, for example, like this phone mount that I have. And this is just a standard phone mount. Just about any phone mount I think would work on there. I really like the care they've taken, where they put some really nice wrapping around these cords, the cables, so it just looks nice aesthetically. I'm a big fan of that. Pretty cool. It's got this bell, which if you ever ride on a trail, you ever ride in the street, it's nice to alert people that you're coming, and instead of saying, on your left or excuse me, and the people are stunned and startled, you just do a little bell way in advance, and they hear you and they see you coming and they move. It's beautiful. This is a high quality bell. I've actually looked into bells, and they go from like $5 to $50. This is a really high quality bell, and it's actually built into the Tektro brake handle, which is really neat. See, it has a nice rack in the back, which and it's got some holes in it. You can certainly put a duffel bag, you could put a lunch box, and you can certainly wrap bungee cords around it. There's also an optional seat that you can put on here for an additional rider, and there's also an interesting big contraption that sits in here that's optional. It's like a big bucket that conforms to this U, and it has storage space, and it has drink holders, which is really cool, and it actually makes the bike just look really neat. So something else to consider. This is all on the website. Let's see what else. It has a dual kickstand, which is pretty interesting. It's not just a slanted kickstand, it's got this dual kickstand. It's like an upside down U. And what's cool about it is it actually lifts the bike off the ground. You can actually, it's hard to tell right now because it's sunk in the dirt, but it lifts the front and the back tires off, so it can almost seesaw. So when you're trying to change a tire, you don't necessarily have to put it upside down, which is very nice. It's got this really minimalistic, let's call it, digital display, not digital, a little minimalistic display. It just has lights for battery power, lights for pedal assist levels. It's got a button to turn on the front and rear headlights. It has pedal assist buttons up and down, and I'll show that to you in just a second. So those are the major components of the bike. Now let's take kind of a closer look at some of these. So here is the display I was talking about. And if I just push this button here, it turns it on, and you can see the lights. And so right now I'm in pedal assist level 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Here's the lights. Here are the battery indicators on the top. It's got 5 battery indicators, so you can see a 20% degradation. Here are the hand grips I was talking about. Nice flat spot for your wrist. Same over here, and it does have a twist throttle. I didn't mention that, but it has a twist throttle. The tire just spun. As opposed to a thumb throttle, it has a twist throttle. And this is a nice BMX style handlebars, which look pretty cool. And again, you can put a phone mount, which is nice. You can see I put a phone mount here. Here's that step through that I was showing you. It's like 16 inches, so it's very easy to step through for anybody to get on. Here's that rack. Here's the 750 watt hub motor in the back wheel. They're the 180 millimeter brake rotors. There's the battery, and this is the little keyhole to take it on and off. And you actually slide it up, and then you might need to lift the seat up a little bit sometimes to get it out, but for the most part you can get it out. And these are really cool tires again, 20x3, and I really like the dual sport capability. I'll put it down low. It's not like they have huge knobs, but there's space between them so you can get some nice traction in the dirt. And I'd say they're about 3 millimeters high, which is not bad, And again, it has, let's turn it on, it has, if I push this button here for the lights, you can see it has the front light, which is hard to see, but it's on. And then it has a rear light, which is also on. And they're integrated into the battery, so you don't have to charge them. They're just integrated. So here's the single speed gearing. You can see it has just a single gear in the back. And overall, I think it's a nice looking bike. I think the step through makes it real easy for a lot of different people to ride it. I think, they call it a utility bike, and I think a lot of that's because of the rear rack and the ability to put a seat on it. I just think it gives you a lot of options. It has a really big sprocket in the front and a decent sized sprocket in the back. Basically what it translates into is if you have a 9-speed bike, you basically have about gear 4. Again, this is a single speed bike, but the gearing is about a gear 4. So it gives you some low end, hill climbing capabilities. And it also gives you, the ability to start from a dead stop. It's not a real high end gear. Here's a view of that seat I was showing you. You can tell, it's kind of hard to tell from here, I guess, but it's the typical seat probably comes out to about here. So it's kind of short in terms of, front to back, and it's kind of wide. You can see, and I was showing you that my thighs kind of hit these areas. On typical bikes, it's kind of curved like that, for your leg to fit in there, your thigh. This one's a little wide. It does have some nice cushion. You can tell it's got some nice, cushion that sticks up. So it is comfortable in that regard, but I think the average person might have a little trouble with it in terms of it not giving you the ability to kind of move back on the seat or move up. Sometimes for leverage, you like to do that. And again, kind of wide. And I think that's it. So we're gonna go ahead and take a ride, and we'll do some hill climbing and a little bit of trail riding, and see how it does. So stay tuned. All right, we are on the RadRunner electric utility bike, and we are cruising. So I've got this little phone mount that I just put on here. So let's talk about this bike. I will say I'm about 6 foot, and my knees are pretty close to the handlebars. Now, yes, you could tilt the handlebars forward a little bit, but then you're leaning forward a lot, not good for the back. So probably not meant for a really tall person. I'm riding it, like I said, but I think it's a little uncomfortable, and I'm definitely feel like I'm too close to the handlebars. I don't have a lot of space between me and the handlebars. Also, we're actually going to raise the seat a little bit here. Nice quick release seat, which is very easy. I like that. So as you can see, I got my seat close to the height of the handlebars, but I'm actually kind of seated a little bit forward, and so I'm actually kind of over the handlebars as opposed to like being even with the handlebars. So my hands, the pressure of my body is kind of like leaning forward into the handlebars, if you know what I mean. I'm not kind of just sitting back and cruising. It's not terribly uncomfortable, just not the most incredibly comfortable situation. So it doesn't have suspension, but it has these really nice Kenda 20x3 tires, which I'm a big fan of. I really like them. They have really good dual sport capability, and they're giving some cushion to the ride, you know. So despite the seat, you know, they're giving some nice cushion when I go over bumps, you know, divots, etc. So right now, I'm probably going about 14-15 miles an hour, and I'm really struggling to keep up with the pedals, you know. So it doesn't have like a very high-end gear, or, you know, yeah, top-end gear. But that does help you go up the hills, because from a dead stop, you don't just have to use throttle, you can actually start pedaling. And if you're going up a hill, you know, you got some low-end capability, some low gear capability, so you could probably, you know, pedal up a hill fairly easily. I will say, compared to the 500 watt Rad Power, which again the Rad Mission has, for example, this one's 750 watt, and it definitely has more power. You can just feel it in the throttle, in the hill climbing capability, in the pedal assist. Right now I'm in pedal assist 3, and it's just real easy. Pedal assist 4, yeah, pedal assist 4 just kind of takes off. I can barely pedal anymore. So yeah, you can just feel it and hear it. I don't know if you can hear it, but pedal assist 4 just takes off. So as opposed to the 500 watt on like the Rad Mission, this one definitely has like an extra gear, if you will. Fourth gear is just really powerful, which the other bike doesn't have. So let's drop down to pedal assist 2. So kind of help we get there. But once you're maintaining a speed, pedal assist 2 definitely, you know, is a nice cruising speed. You have to use a little bit of pedal power, but not much. I'm not really pedaling much, but let's see, pedal assist 1. Pedal assist 1 has a little bit, but it's just not much. You know, I'm definitely like having to actually put some work into it just to maintain my speed, and I'm on a flat ground, and I'm probably going like 14-15 miles an hour, and I'm having to actually pedal, like really pedal, just to maintain. So it doesn't really do much for you. Now let's kick it into no pedal assist. Yeah, the difference between no pedal assist and pedal assist 1 is very, very minimal. Pedal assist 1 doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, if you're just cruising on a Sunday and you're going nice and easy, and you're on a flat ground and it's pavement and you're rolling nice and easy, maybe pedal assist 1 might help you out a little bit, but you're probably going to be in pedal assist 2 through 4. So when you engage the throttle, I mean, you definitely have a lot of power, you know. 750 watts, you know, nothing to shriek about. It's pretty decent, you know. It's pretty good quality, pretty good power. So we're gonna see if we can get up this hill here. This is a hill I've gone up many times on many different bikes, and this one, it starts out at about 4% and it becomes like 8 or 9% grade. And I don't know if we're gonna get up it, but we're gonna certainly try. We're gonna first start in pedal assist 4, see if that gets us up, and then we'll use throttle periodically if we can to see if that works. So I do like the crossbar. It gives you a good ability to put a phone mount like this. And it's right in front of you, you know, centered, so that's good. But yeah, like I said, right now I'm pedaling, and the back of my thigh, like the high part of my thigh, is like hitting the seat because it's too wide, you know. And I feel like I'm kind of struggling to stay on the seat. So I think that's a quick fix. You know, 30, 40, 50 bucks, you can get a nice seat and you have a lot better ride. Okay, we're starting the ascent. Let's see how we do. So I'm definitely pedaling. Again, we're in pedal assist 4, but I'm definitely pedaling. And we're slowing down. Now we're at probably 6 or 7% grade, and we're approaching 8% any second here. So I'm seeing some glass, but I'm not as worried because these are Kenda puncture resistant tires, which I like. I'm used to the 4-inch wide tires. These 3-inch wide tires are pretty cool. I mean, you kind of have the same capabilities in terms of stability, but it gives you a little bit more nimbleness, you know, to carve. So I'm a fan. I like it. Okay, so we are going at a decent speed here. I'll try to open up my cycling app, see what kind of speed we can see here. Okay. Guess I'm waiting for the GPS to kick in. Yeah, that's not really working, huh? Yeah, it's not really giving me the speed I need. Let's see. Let's try a different one. I have a bunch of different apps, so let's just try a different one. So we're at 8% grade, and we're definitely getting up this hill, which is pretty cool. And is this going to tell me how fast we're going? Okay, this is saying we're going 12.8 miles an hour, which is pretty good up a hill like this. So pretty good. Now it's actually saying it's jumping between 11 and 13. So perhaps it's not the most accurate, but it is showing we're about 12 miles an hour, which is pretty good for a hill this size. And I'm not killing myself. You can tell I'm not breathing terribly hard. So yeah, not bad at all. Okay, one thing I do notice, I just hopped up a curb, and the kickstand is actually pretty low. So it actually grinded on the curb. So just keep that in mind. The kickstand's kind of low. I'm just kind of zipping around a little park trail here. This bike was like meant for this. Now we're gonna try some bark. Handles the bark really well. See, I'm actually keeping my traction and all. Let's see about the grass. Bring grass. Let's start at a dead stop, and we'll do throttle only in grass. This is typically a problem for a lot of bikes that don't have some dual sport tires. So this actually pulls you through pretty nicely. And you can see, let's see if our trusty app gets up to speed here. I feel like I'm going about 14 miles an hour. Yeah, we got up to 13 miles an hour in the grass from a dead stop. So not bad. So it's definitely got some, I won't call it off-road, and I won't really call it dirt, but I'll call it like, you know, light trail, light, you know, grass capabilities. And it's all about 750 watt motor and the dual sport tires. So you got some nice carving capabilities with these tires. And again, they give you some nice cushion. Like I just went over some bumps and I was thinking, oh goodness, I'm gonna feel it. And I really didn't feel it. So not bad. Got a nice hill and a nice turn here through some gravel, and yeah, it's keeping its traction pretty nicely, and it's pulling me up the hill. Again, I'm just using throttle. All right, I think that's gonna do it, people. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this informational and insightful. I think this is a great bike for a lot of different people, and definitely a quality bike for the price. Thanks for watching.